There's nothing quite like the smell of cinnamon buns baking in the kitchen in the morning. This recipe for ooey gooey cinnamon buns was submitted by Allrecipes member Dakota Kelly, who comments, "These buns are so good hot from the oven when they're gooey and warm." Cinnamon buns are made with a yeast-leavened dough, so you'll begin by activating the yeast. Add half a cup of warm water to a measuring cup. Add 1 teaspoon of white sugar and a 1/4 ounce package of active dry yeast. Stir the mixture until it's dissolved. Let it stand until it's foamy, about 10 minutes. The temperature of the water is key. Too hot and you can kill the yeast. Too cold and it won't activate. It's best to take the temperature with an instant read thermometer to be sure you're in the right range, which is between 105 and 115 degrees. In the meantime, heat half a cup of milk in a small saucepan over medium heat until the milk just starts to bubble around the edges. Don't bring to a full boil. Take it off the heat and add a 1/4 cup of white sugar, a 1/4 cup of butter, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Stir the mixture until the butter is melted and let it cool until it's lukewarm. Then, lightly beat 2 eggs in a large bowl. Add the yeast mixture, the milk mixture, and 1½ cups of flour. Stir this all together until it's well combined. Now, half a cup at a time, add 2½ cups of flour, mixing well after each addition. When the dough has pulled together, turn it out onto a lightly floured work surface and begin kneading the dough. Start by flattening it out a bit, folding the side furthest away from you towards the center, and working the dough back into itself using the heels of your hands. Keep turning the dough as you continue kneading it. You'll know it's ready when it's smooth, silky, and elastic. This will take about 8 minutes. As Allrecipes member Carolyn notes, if in doubt, knead some more. It's difficult to over-knead dough by hand. Next, oil a large bowl. Place the dough into it and turn it around in the oil so that it's coated. Cover the bowl with a damp cloth and put it in a warm place where it can rise to double in volume. The dough will take about an hour to rise. So in the meantime, you can get started on the ooey gooey part of the buns. Grease a 9 by 13-inch baking pan and set it aside for now. Melt 3/4 cup of butter in a small saucepan and add it to 3/4 cup of brown sugar and whisk it until it's smooth. pour the mixture into the greased baking pan. Sprinkle it evenly with a half cup of chopped pecans. This will be your topping. Next, you'll prepare the components for the filling. You'll need some more melted butter. There's a reason why these cinnamon buns taste so good. Melt a 1/4 cup of butter in a small saucepan over medium heat and set it aside. In a small bowl with 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, add a half cup of pecans and 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon. Stir the mixture together and set it aside while you work on the dough. Turn the raised dough out onto a lightly floured work surface. And using a rolling pin, roll it out into an 18 by 14 inch rectangle. Brush it with 2 tablespoons of melted butter, leaving a 1/2 inch border uncovered. Sprinkle the dough with the brown sugar cinnamon mixture. Starting at the long side, begin to tightly roll up the dough. Work slowly, you don't want any big pockets of air in there. Pinch the seam at the end to seal it. Brush the roll with the remaining 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Using a serrated knife, cut the end off to make a clean starting point. Now, cut the roll into 15 pieces. Next, arrange the pieces cut side down in the prepared baking pan. Cover the pan and let it rise for another hour until the buns double in volume again. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Bake the cinnamon buns for 25 to 30 minutes or until they're golden brown. Let the buns cool in the pan for a few minutes. Then invert them directly onto a serving platter. Scrape the remaining filling from the pan onto the rolls. You don't want to let any of that buttery brown sugar goodness go to waste. Pull the buns slightly apart to serve. One Allrecipes member raves, if you like big, sweet, soft cinnamon buns, then this is the recipe for you.